Mike Masters Alliance presents the biggest battle rap event ever thrown in Utah. Mountain West Showdown 6. Utah against everyone. Headlined by Danny Myers vs. Marv 1 and Emerson Kennedy vs. B Magic. Happening October 14th at Liquid Joe's. Get tickets now before they're gone at utahrapper.com. 92.5 The Beat of Salt Lake is Dre Rocka. Got some special guests up here. You know I'm a fan of MMA, but not like mixed martial arts. I'm talking about Mountain West Showdown. Mike Masters Alliance battle rap is back in Utah, and I'm so happy to have these guys in here. I got Atheist.
Hey, what's going on?
Do we say synchronized? Gabino Grimes?
That's fine.
Whatever you want to say. And my man Spades is in the building.
Yeah.
Now, I did mention it. October 4th, Mountain West Showdown.
14th.
Oh, I'm sorry. October 14th. Good correction. Mountain West Showdown, number 6. It all goes down at Liquid Joe's. Why should we be excited about battle rap back in Utah?
Because the culture has re-embraced it, and battle rap is at its core is like hip hop, you know, and it has definitely brought the community back together in an element that has always kind of been present, but we just brought the platform back to bring all the different genres of hip hop back into one spot. It's been like an amalgamation of what our community looks like.
I love every bit of it. Now, Atheist, you've been around the battle scene for a while now.
Yeah.
Going from where it was back in, what year did Mike Masters start?
2011 is when we started having events.
So the first year,
Yep.
2011,
Yep.
to where it is now in 2023. What changes have you seen from then to now?
The level of celebrity is crazy. The names that we're pulling into Utah, we never did that before. We always had big names. I battled Cadillac Ron back in the day. We had some big names, but like we're creating moments now, which is insane. With like you see it talked about on the internet, like Disaster versus Marv 1 is a battle that like could have happened anywhere. Thank God it happened here. And with the way it all ended up with it turning into sort of compliments was everybody was talking about it. And it was cool to see the Mike Masters logo in the background of all of those shots. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It went viral on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, this is blowing up. This is awesome. Yeah. So Spades, kind of being a newcomer, we're talking off mic, and this is your first real year of battle rap, being a part of Mike Masters. What is your thoughts on it?
Man, I'm just blessed. Grateful for this opportunity to see where we started, to see where like I started my journey from. Where was it? Like at a wing nuts, you know, and it was great. I loved it. The atmosphere, everyone was there, and then to see where we're at now, like all these different people, all these big names that are wanting to come back to Utah and come out to Utah to battle on Mike Master Alliance stage, you know, like that's crazy. And so I'm just, you know, blessed to be a part of this ride for real.
What made you put your name in the ring?
I mean, like battle rap, I've known about battle rap, like Sue Surf and Charlie Clips, Chess, like those names and watching their journeys, but it had never really piqued my interest. I always wanted to like create positivity with my music, and like for me that was kind of like an aggressive format. and then someone just like kind of just brought it to my attention, like, you want to get lyrical, like this is a stage where you can get lyrical. And they also like kind of put it to me a different way, like it's a healthy way to get like some like anger and pain, aggression just off your chest. And so, yeah, I just was like, all right, like, you know, put my name up. Let me put my pen to the test and see what can happen. It's happening.
As a pioneer, Gabino, as a pioneer in this, and it's weird to say pioneer.
Weird.
Like my friend's a pioneer in this battle rap scene. That's crazy. It's really dope. Now, as a pioneer, Mike Masters took a little hiatus, right? It was gone for a little bit, which you could have just been like, hey, whatever, I'm going to do my own music. I'm going to do my own thing. But you decided, nah, I need to bring it back. Utah needs this. What made you do that?
Simply put, I could see that there was a need for it. Simply put. There's a more expounded answer to that. But at the risk of time here, I think that what I continue to see was missing was like a place where everyone from, like I said it just now, like each genre of hip hop, like trappers, backpackers, every single genre of hip hop that we have out here, to be able to have a place where they can put up their guy, you know, like there's like each battler that gets on stage has a different type of music that they make for the most part, you know, and so I almost feel like it's like tributes, you know, like they're putting up their guy to be like, oh man, we got the best like lyricists, even though we make this type of music, you know, like Steez Rogers makes a whole different type of music than Spades makes, but they can be on the same stage together and clash. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there were a lot of folks in my ear about it, and have been since 2015, to really bring it back. You were a strong person in my ear about like to bring it back. Beat Franks was. Scott was. Atheist was. Lefty was. EK was, and then what really tipped the scales was in June of 2022. Emerson Kennedy was out here filming his Last Second C series, Gray Area, and I was an extra on that. And he, after we were done shooting, he simply came up to me. He's like, "Synchro, my man, what's good, dude?" He's like, "So I'm going to battle on your next Mike Masters card." And I was like, "I mean, but there's not." We don't have a, and he's like,
and at this
what
time,
do we need to do?
how long has it been on hiatus during this time?
7 years.
So for him to be like, no, I'm gonna be on the next one.
Yeah.
Like a for sure thing. He's like, I know it's happening, so I'm gonna be on it.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I was like, you know, any sort of insecurity that I had about what I thought I couldn't handle as far as like finding new talent, that was a big thing for me. I was like, man, I'm tapped in like with like people in music, but like I don't know who's battling anymore. And so that was a big hurdle for me to really get over.
I didn't know I was battling anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, and that part too, that's been an interesting thing too. I'll put a pin in that, but to speak into that, I'll put a pin in that. But yeah, when he said that, it was like, okay, well, let's start with one and see how that goes. And then it was correctly called the warm up, you know, because like, do we do something from here, you know? So yeah.
12 years ago, the battle rap landscape in Salt Lake City changed forever.
In Salt Lake City, we formed the movement. I was at the head of it. Fuck it, Mike Masters is what happened.
Yes.
We formed our first fucking event in December of 2011.
Nice.
And we've been going through since then.
October 15th, 2011 was our first Mountain West Showdown event, and it started the legacy of battle rap in Utah. And it continued to grow. Who would have thought we would have saw Emerson Kennedy's first battle here?
I heard he got his nickname because he's more of a gagger. On campus telling everyone he's a huge cornerbacker, lying to fat white girls because fake Polly want to crack her.
Mountain West Showdown's theme has been simple. Utah versus everyone. Bring in the best and let the bars speak. For the ride this series has given us, we've seen some incredible moments.
Mike Masters, Mountain West Showdown, we have this bitch. So like, where you at? Tiger Woods color, dude, this bitch is outlined in Lebanese. You're the only black guy I've ever seen whose skin tone outshines his dentistry.
This year, the only thing different, we brought two legends along to celebrate with us.
They be so braggadocious about being in better shape than me, just to still fuck around and get shot.
He only talk to a guy when he needs something. What happens when he answers you? This nigga, I am Luke.
What, I gotta put it in bitch nigga or something?
Mike Masters, you wanted me back, well, you got your wish. It's an all-age event. First time you ever been around 9 to 38. He's getting toe tagged. This is a vibe. A rapper broke guns. Guns and more guns. Let's get real. You understand levels?
I'm making power moves.
So consider this one an honor kill.
Y'all cheer for that shit?
So the shit that you're talking is really the songs.
Fuck everybody cheering in your background. Now you're bodying you. I got a gun for a while now.
This is my moment to win.
We celebrate our first year back and our anniversary, all on one date, October 14th at Liquid Joe's in Salt Lake City and live on Caffeine.
It's 92.5 to beat us Salt Lake. I got the guys from mixed martial arts. Mike Masters
right.
Alliance. I always say MMA, right? And I think that the play on words is so dope with Mike Masters Alliance. The showdown, Mountain West Showdown, number 6, going down at Liquid Joe's October 14th. Where can we get tickets?
UtahRapper.com and also at Mike Masters 801 on Instagram. Our link in bio there has the purchase information for the pay-per-view, which is only $10 on the Caffeine app.
Now, I see this card, and a lot of these names I know, but there's a lot of names on here I don't know. Sure. But I understand that this is arguably one of the biggest battle rap cards Utah has ever seen. What makes this card so special?
Hey, it's Utah versus everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Outside of the national main headline battle, which we can argue that Marv One is almost holding a Mike Masters shield because he's been out here for the last year, and he would say the same thing. It is Utah versus everyone. So, and then Lefty and Johnny, that's also just like a really cool matchup. Johnny Lingo obviously has been out here for about 15 years, but he's repping Hawaii in this battle. So it's just the reason why it's so incredible is also it's a culmination of a year back, and to be able to really have to have this type of event of this magnitude speaks to the work ethic that Jer and I have put in, and a lot of our battlers too, to be able to be present, be aware, and understand the moment, and be tactful on execution.
Man,
Mountain West Showdown is our WrestleMania. It's as easy as that. It's the biggest show of the year. We're bringing in all the stars. We're bringing in people who, legends. I mean, literal legends. People throw that word around. But Gambino is bringing in legends for us to battle. The guy I'm battling, A-Ward, arguably, one of the top battlers in the world right now. Mm-hmm. It's insane. The card is stacked. And so huge shout outs to Mike Masters. Like, very few leagues are putting on cards of this caliber right now.
How hard is it to manage this whole thing? I mean, because to be honest with you, Nate, I've seen it from the beginning. I've seen it through growing pains. I've seen it in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. Mm-hmm. But the form of Mike Masters Alliance in 2023 is phenomenal. From the advertising to the content to the artists that you're actually having on your bills is incredible. So how do you get it all done? How hard is it to do it all?
I think a good response to that. How hard is it to get it all done? It's naturally it's taxing, but because I'm a fan first, I'm just very excited to do it, and that's where the difference is. It's rooted in passion as opposed to clout. I want to see this happen, and so I work with Jer very closely. Big shout out to Hoodie Jer for sure. I want to make sure to keep. I'm going to say his name throughout this whole thing, but I work with Jer very closely on some of my visions on dream matchups, and he's like, "Well, how do we make it happen?" It's like a running term. I didn't realize how much of a running term it was until this last interview that I had with Danny Myers. Is that it's a constant theme in our text messages back and forth. Well, how do we make it happen? Okay, well, I'll just reach out. So we just been on a pursuit of just making it happen, as opposed to not being in the business of assuming and thinking that somebody doesn't want to come out here. Ask all the questions and see what happens, And that's been a big thing. And also mindset. I'm in a whole different place than I was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, a year ago. And I'm in a better mindset. So like having the organization, and being in control of the business side of things. It's all still a learning process, of course, but I'm just very excited about it. It all boils down to excitement and being a fan first.
October 14th at Liquid Joe's, Mountain West Showdown number 6. Atheist told us it's the WrestleMania of battle rap. Like, if you're in Utah and you love battle rap, you gotta come and support this show. Again, where can we get tickets?
UtahRapper.com. Also at Mike Masters 801 on the Instagram. In the link in bio, you'll be able to find tickets, links for the tickets, and links to the pay-per-view.
Now, Spades, how do you get ready for this battle? You're going to war. How do you get ready for it? And pull that mic up just a little bit. I want the people to hear your nice voice.
For me, I just put my pain on a paper, and then I try to like formulate that to be tactful towards my opponent. You know, like I also seek out my opponent's weaknesses, and I'll try to capitalize on that. And so, I mean, like the aggression part is kind of easy. Like I don't have to, you know, play that part in my life before. The gun bars is easy, you know, like those kinds of things are kind of easy. But I think the hardest part for me and what I really try to do is like seek out my opponent's weaknesses, try to capitalize on that, and then put a little bit of myself in those bars so that the crowd is getting to know who I am as a person as well while I'm out there battling my opponent and trying to take him down.
Trying to paint a picture for somebody that maybe has never been to a battle rap event, right? Mm-hmm. It literally is this person versus that person type. If you watch the UFC, it's kind of like that, right? Mm-hmm. But verbally. Mm-hmm. Now, Atheist, keeping in mind when you have judges that are scoring your rounds, how do you, I guess, make sure that bars ain't going over their head to make sure that you secure a win?
Yeah, for me, I always struggle with that because I sometimes find myself dumbing down my lyrics and not getting really technical because I want the crowd to react. Big debate with Eli Ace about this where he is all about the people who are watching on YouTube later, the rewatch value, the people who are going to go back and study his bars and deconstruct them. And I treat it more like stand-up comedy where I want the laughs in the crowd in the moment right there. I'm not thinking about people watching it later. I'm all about like the event experience. And so I think that's the two sides to it. And so you try to find somewhere in the middle with, if it goes over somebody's head, it goes over somebody's head. That's fine. Someone will get it. But if they don't, you can get mad about it on Twitter later. And they don't know. They don't respect my bars.
Have you seen, speaking of like social media, what has the response on social media been with having such a large social media presence now?
It's been incredible. I've been being more active on Twitter. Twitter's like a huge space for battle rap. Like that's like
it's X now.
Excuse me,
Gabino.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. That is my bad.
We're sorry, Elon.
It is no X is the like the place where battle rap is most like shared and stuff and talked about. And so to be in those conversations and to see that growth has been incredible to watch, man. I mean, I regularly am taken aback and amazed when I look at analytics and see like how much reach we have and how many people like when I'm sleeping or just during the day are sharing our stuff. You know, we're developing raving fans, and so it's just I don't know, it's crazy. I don't want to just like platitude it and be like it's crazy, but it's been super neat to see like the respect level that people have given us through those social media platforms.
And it's a result of your hard work and everybody's hard work. You know, it's you can put out a song, you can put out a battle, you can put out a painting, anything. If it's not good, it's not going to get traction. It's not going to get talked about. If it doesn't have something that grabs people's interest. And I think the way that, Jer and Gambino have created a really professional look, things like the live stream is crazy. We didn't have that 10 years ago. The live stream's insane. You have so many ways to watch it. They're chopping up clips, putting reels out on Instagram. Like there's so many ways to package content to find the people who want to find it. You know, some people will never watch a full battle, but come up to me and quote lines that I've done because they've seen me on TikTok or they've seen me on Instagram or something. So you've got to be the one to deliver the content to the people in the way that they want it. And I think you've done a very good job of that.
Could do better, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. We were talking a little bit off cam about content creation. And when you're in the startup position, you find yourself wearing all the hats, you know? And so at some point, having a digital content creator on payroll will be when we really see like another leap. But I think that we're holding the fort pretty well right now because a lot of the digital content, I mean, like 99% of the digital content is coming from me. And I know that I could do better. But I do appreciate it because there is a lot of content that is shared already. Like I said, I go through the analytics. I see the impressions. I see the reach and all that stuff. So yeah, I appreciate it.
We were just part of Urban Arts Fest. We had a bunch of Mike Masters MCs come together and rap. And I hit up Nate and I was like, hey, do you know someone who can make me a flyer? And 5 minutes later, he's like, me, dog, and just sent it over. I was like, it was perfect. It was like, we just started posting immediately and didn't have to waste any time like waiting on a vendor. We just had content and we just got to keep moving.
That's what it's about, man.
I appreciate you bringing that up. he's like,
me, dog.
Yeah, it was like me, dog. So, yeah, that was great.
Salute to Beans and Rice for doing they did the live stream, right?
Yeah,
they do a great job at that.
Yeah. We just had a conversation the other day, and we're very, very excited about the live stream presentation. I also want to give a big shout out to Evan Moore with Elm Productions. Well, I don't even know if it's Elm anymore, but Evan Moore, he's just an incredible videographer. And he's helping us in directing our camera crew and our lighting for this next event, and making sure that we're in good position for the pay-per-view and also for the live stream content.
I love that because this is, I mean, obviously October 14th at Liquid Joe's Mountain West Showdown number 6. It's happening, but it also is 21 and up, right?
That's right.
So sometimes that teenager, I mean, how many times back in the day that we have young kids that couldn't come in, but they were really good, right? Mm-hmm. I think this gives them an opportunity to watch the pay-per-view, to see what's going on. So when you do pull up to the Utah Arts Fest, they're familiar with faces and people and bars. Is there any plans maybe in 2024 doing maybe an all age type of card?
The easy answer is yes. So that's the easy answer. It's actually a focus. To dive deeper into that, 2023 has been what are we doing? You know, like, holy crap, we got this platform back, and what are we doing? 2024 is more of a focus of, okay, now what are we doing? And to propel us moving into 2025 and forward, you know? So the easy answer is yes. It's a really big focus.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Yeah.
So if you're under the age of 21, or if you're maybe even in high school, like, stay around, like, keep grinding, keep working, be seen. And that goes for everybody. Like, if you're a videographer and you want to come in and learn, I would assume that you would be willing to
100%
show them the ropes or get them where you need them to be at. Because I think that this is a great opportunity. You're creating an ecosystem, and I think that's phenomenal. We need more of that.
That's right.
That's the perfect way to say
though,
it.
He really does, though, because Dallas had never filmed for battle rap before until he got his opportunity with Mike Masters. And I would say off scenes, you've been patient and helping with trying to help him understand the image we're going for and how we get there.
That's right.
So,
and I appreciate the collaboration with Dallas. That's a good point. So it is an ecosystem, and I'm glad that you say that, because there's to speak into that, there's more that that's part of the vision to involve more of the hip hop community outside of the battle rappers. So there's like the ciphers, you know, we want to be able to involve rappers that support the league but aren't battling yet. I'm saying yet because I'm going to stay on like Slow-Mo's head and Wally's head, you know. But I would love for them to be in a cipher, though, because they support the league a ton. They've been out to all the events. I mean, there's one of like many, you know, like K the Dog. He's a big supporter, came and judged for us at the warm-up 3, but I'd love to get him on the cipher. So like to be on the channel, you don't have to battle rap, but which is okay, because this is an ecosystem of what Salt Lake City is.
And come to the events. That's the biggest thing that I missed when Mike Masters went away, was that ecosystem. It's where I met most of the producers I ever made music with. Most of the people that booked me for shows. It was really such like the epicenter of everything Utah hip hop, because it like was an exciting event and drew all these people. You don't have to battle. Just come be a fan, come network, come get to know the scene, and people are gonna. It's like the boats rise together kind of thing. And so come meet everybody, shake hands, trade social media contacts, get out and be part of something, because we're getting bigger fast.
Yeah.
October 14th is the next time to catch the show. Mountain West Showdown number 6 at Liquid Joe's. UtahRapper.com is how you can get tickets. I guess I should preface, we're in a different studio today. So if you're watching the YouTube and you're like, why are they in the sister station? Buddha's in the main station and he wouldn't let me in. All right. But speaking of kind of like moving around and calling audibles, Does Mike Masters have any plans of going out of state? Maybe to neighboring cities like Idaho might need some battle rap presence.
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's in the pipeline. That's what I will say. It's part of a blitz at some time. For 2024, I think it's important for us to again focus on what are we doing and keep that here for now. Having said that, I didn't think that we were going to start live streaming in March, so we might be doing something in 2024 without. So an opportunity might arise. So, I like I said, it's in the pipeline. It's obviously a note that where can we potentially expand to, or at least expand to. But it's not like the main focus. But it is tight. It would be tight to do.
And right now we have guys like Mike Bailey, who's one of the top guys in the league. He's going out and battling all over the U.S.
And repping Mike Masters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's repping Mike Masters. Exactly.
I hope that this is, and to your point, I hope that this event and moving forward for like a Spades in particular, because this is your first year. Speaking of Mike Bailey moving all around, I went to several states and battled. So I hope that you find opportunities to be able to expand your brand, because this is what it turns into. It's your brand to go to other leagues, not just to rep Mike Masters, rep yourself. Yeah. And so to speak into that a little bit more, because leaning into going to other leagues, man. I mean, if you feel at all serious about growing your brand, man, it's an incredible time, and networking with other people in other leagues, and then being like, oh man, I haven't rapped in front of this crowd before. Let's go.
It's in the works for 2024. Again, this was my first year. I really wanted to figure out my lane in battle rap, because there's so many, in battle rap alone, there's so many different lanes you can take while rapping. And shout out Main Management Alliance. No.
And look at Emerson Kennedy. Yeah. I mean, EK, he was one of us. He battled the same guys I was battling back then. Mike Masters went on hiatus. He didn't. Mm-hmm. He kept going. He went to LA. He's right now, today, he's battling in Toronto for King of the Dot. It's insane to see where he's gone. He has the power to bring Mike Masters back. It's just he went everywhere and has battled everyone. Every time I watch a best battle clips of the month, compilation, Emerson's everywhere. Yeah. So and he did that, and he started with Mike Masters and then took the ball and kept running, and now has brought back so many eyes for us. We're on the Caffeine app now, which is insane. That's the same app that URL is on. It's just when I started, I never could have imagined where this would go, and so quickly. I mean, we've been back 1 year, and you can look at our highlight reel. It's insane. Yeah, that's all because of these guys.
And you could be a part of the highlight reel, but you got to come out October 14th. Mountain West Showdown, number 6 at Liquid Joe's, UtahRapper.com. Get your tickets. And if you're under 21, don't worry. You can go on. We're going to be streaming the pay-per-view. Be a part of this Utah history, from pioneers to newcomers. This is beautiful. How is the female representation of Mike Masters? Do we need more of it?
We need more.
We need more. That's quick. Yeah, we need more. And that's also a focus going into 2024, is to find other talent, especially, I don't know, to diversify our portfolio, as it were, and also to find female MCs that are, maybe they didn't think that they would be part of something like this, but then find their niche, But it is a focus for sure. I mean, Phoenix Child right now, she's the only female MC that has stepped up, and
I just battled her.
Yeah,
I love Phoenix Child.
Yeah, and she's been she's ready for her next shot, and this was something that she didn't know that she was going to be able to, or but then and now she's chomping at the bit for the next opportunity.
I think you guys got something so beautiful, and I love that you brought one perspective of from the startup to where we are now, representation of Mike Masters. Nate, when do we see you battle again?
Thank you for asking that.
Because I see all these names on the WrestleMania of Mike Masters, but I don't see your name here.
Sometimes Vince McMahon doesn't book a match. Yeah.
But then sometimes he does the walk down.
I didn't expect that question. I don't like that. I honestly want to battle in November for the next draft on the 25th. That's the date that we have circled, is the 25th of November for the next draft event. I would love to battle in November. Yeah.
When you see how much work he puts into it, it's tough. It's just, I know the headspace I'm in when I've got a battle later that night. I can't imagine like having to remember everything and just be mentally prepared for a battle of the calibers we're doing, while I'm also worrying about the lights and the direction and like a million people asking where do I park, or the bouncers, or just all the issues that can come up. Did he hit record?
Yeah.
He's like, I remembered my bars, I just forgot to record. So yeah. It's a lot.
I learned a great deal from the last time I battled on the warm up 2 against Neds. Like, I had an okay first round, but then I found myself like, it would be in my best interest to not battle on cards that I'm actively directing. So like our major events, it would be in my best interest not to do that, because there's so much to and I love it. So, and I would much rather have my focus towards the experience, as opposed to what is required from an artist, and that focus, and what I want to give to my people that want to see me. It's very hard to dilute that, because what they deserve, my fan supporters, and what the league deserves as far as the performance is concerned, deserves 100% and then some. And to be like, okay, well, cool, give me 15 minutes before the battle. That is disingenuous to the league. Honestly, I was kind of it's disingenuous to think that that is enough focus for something like that. So the draft, fortunately, is one that I lightly direct, because it's almost like it's a tryout for almost everyone, like hosts to potentially like a videographer that wants to get their shot. Just all around. It's like it's just a different experience, and I'm not hosting those. So that's what I would like to do, is in November. If I don't, then I don't. Then I mean, I've been doing some Twitter Spaces battles just to make sure to keep my hunger for battles alive, because I love battling. I love it. It's so much fun. So, or I'm talking to a couple other leagues to get out of state for some, because then I have nothing to worry about. And I'm just like there for the experience.
So
content.
Get it. October 14th, Mountain West Showdown number 6. Now, for those of you that don't know, 92.5 FM, the radio station, had a home for freestyle battles.
That's right.
About 10 years ago or so.
That's how I started.
I was talking to Dumb Luck, who is an incredible battle rapper here in Utah, incredible artist. And I was talking to him about getting back into battle rap, right? Coming back to Mike Masters and performing. And he was telling me about how when he was preparing for his battles, it puts him in a kind of a negative space, because he's thinking of the most disrespectful things, trying to get underneath his opponent's skin. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys feel like preparing for a battle gets you in a certain mindset?
I couldn't agree more with him. And I think now it's less, it takes less of a toll than when I was younger. When I was doing it before Mike Masters went away, these are people who I'm friends with. When I would battle B-Side or somebody, I spend 3 months thinking of the worst things about him. And, he says anything on social media, I'm trying to write bars about it. And it is just a weird negative headspace. So I get where Dummy's coming from. Now that we're back, I take a lighter approach to it. I feel like, at least for where I am, like I have less to prove. And so I can just kind of have more fun with it, because I've already, battled the Cadillac Rons, and I come back now, and like Pat-Man called me like a special unlockable character, like Reptile in Mortal Kombat. He's just, I'm here to like have fun, and no one quite knows what to do with me. And so it doesn't put me in that same headspace. That being said, all I've thought about is mean things about A-Ward for 2 months now. And so, but I don't know him personally. So it's nice when someone comes in from out of town and you don't have to hate on your friends.
Yeah. I mean, you do have, there is a headspace that you get into. For me personally, I've always taken the approach of like how to, I compartmentalize it to just competition, and so like it doesn't like ruin my day. It doesn't sway my home life. You know, like I don't put a lot of stock and effort into the energy expounded because I compartmentalize a lot anyway because I'm doing a lot. So it's like, okay, well, this hour I'm going to not like this guy, and I just want to write. I just want to write some cool stuff. That's really what it boils down to for me. I do understand, though, like how that could be something that could even be inhibiting to some degree, you know, because for other creative ventures that you're doing, but not about anything. So for me personally, like I just enjoy the process of writing cool bars, and if it happens to be directed at someone, then so be it. Having said that, once you get into like the event and like once you're there, I am totally locked in on like I just don't like you. Let's go ahead and scrap.
Yeah, I remember,
verbally.
Yeah, let's scrap verbally. Yeah,
I remember Lord Finesse saying that when he used to battle somebody, his goal was that you would never battle again. And I think that's the mind state we all go in. And so now we're facing huge names, big celebrities, and that's still my goal. I was like, I want to be a local nobody who ruins your career, you know, and that's the goal, and it's fun.
I would say it took me a couple battles to get to the point they're at. With my first battle, Jay Villain, I didn't know what to expect, you know? So, like, I was just writing bars. My second battle with Hemis, though, but putting myself in that negative space legitimately had me, like, angry at Jimmy. And but he's a good dude, you know? Like, he's cool people. Me and him have chopped it up many times now.
Yeah.
But while I was, like, in that moment, like, I was very angry at him. So I really had to, like, take a step back. The warm-up 3 with Ghost, I was like, I was able to kind of do that just because we're from like both from Ogden, and so that was just cool. And now I just see it as like a yin and yang, you know. Like, I of course want to bring more positivity, just put that out into the universe, but in the same breath, like life can be very crappy sometimes, and yeah, you gotta get that off your chest. I
find myself being a student first for like anything that I'm like pursuing. So like when I see A Ward take like 6 battles in 3 months, I can only like I can only chop it up to like, okay, well just prep for this, be done with it. Be prep for this, be done with it. Like take a professional's like look at it, and that's like something that I feel. I don't know. I like that's how I look at it. Like I just like I'm like, oh well, cool. Like I got this guy. I'll research him for an hour. Tomorrow I'll do another 2 hours or something, you know, and then I'll write and then revise and then rehearse, you know. But like, and then when it's game time, I want the performance to be on point because that's what the people want to see, and I want to show and prove that I got a pretty crafty pen.
Well,
yeah, I think too with the I always think of it like this is a weird thing because the competition, you're on offense and defense. So anybody who's thinking about doing it, go do it because it'll be the hardest thing you ever done. But afterwards you go make music and like, you know, we opened for Snoop Dogg and it was, 5,000 people or whatever. No nerves. I was fine because I'm on offense only. Or I went and did stand-up comedy. I'm on offense only. No one's going to rap back at me that they hate me. Like once you've looked into like Cadillac Ron's eyes and he's just cut your whole life down, it's just like it's like doing a show with Snoop Dogg is like nothing. You're just like, this is great. This is just me showing off at this point. Like I don't ever have to be defensive.
Someone else told me that my boy B-Leaf, Breadman, we was doing a show out in Ogden. The crowd was just bigger than normal. Like it was more packed than normal. And I was like, damn, dog, I got like bubble guts. I'm nervous. And he was like, bro, you battle rap. What are you nervous about? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Just got to remember your bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys.
Oh no! To bring up what you were saying, like remember your bars is a core skill. The way we came up when you were mentioning Dummy, and I know that you had so much experience with this. Coming up doing freestyle battles, if you choke, being able to have that tool in your pocket of like I can freestyle, I can make up stuff on the spot. It's made it so I've never like flat out choked because I just can pull things out of the air and try. It's not as good as the stuff I wrote usually, but sometimes you catch on to something special, and so it's just another tool to have in your bag.
Do you guys remember? Do you think that the Tongue and Crip Gang bar was one that he had stashed away?
That's a good question.
Great question.
I mean,
I always wondered that.
Yeah.
Did you have that stashed away? Were you waiting for a tongue in the battle?
No.
No, you needed somebody else, right?
Yeah. I want to speak to why people should be excited for this event and for battle rap events in general. These are one of a kind performances every single time. This isn't you're not going to your traditional show where you have someone performing their songs that they know back and forth, which are still incredible times. These are once in a lifetime moments that you're a part of, just like a fight. That's why I said in our publication on Stolic Tribune, this is like boxing with words, and it's exactly how I feel. You're going to be in the moment, and these are once in a lifetime events.
They're special.
It's every single time it's special. We're not going to feel the same thing that we felt with Disaster versus Marv 1. We're not going to feel the same that we felt even with Emerson Kennedy versus A-Ward or the Saga versus the Source, which were incredible in person. This is a whole new opportunity to create more special moments. So please understand that we are creating experiences outside of just the regular performance that you're accustomed to when you go to a musical performance. This is an entire experience, and I encourage everyone to try at least once to come out because I know that you're going to get addicted.
You see it almost on every battle rap YouTube, right? There's always that comment, oh, this man lost, oh, this man lost, oh, this man lost. And then there's always that response. Nah, the energy in the room or the response in the room was different.
Yeah.
Being there is different. So
I
October
couldn't agree more.
14th, Liquid Joe's, pull up.
It is when somebody like when Bobby Lee had the Scottie Pippen bar at the last battle. Like I'm sure it'll look good on film. Like nothing will compare. Like you just felt electricity.
Yeah.
And you feel that way over and over in the night. I've gone to, big concerts, little concerts. It's cool to see Ice Cube do, Wicked or whatever, but there's just something special about this, especially when you see something come like off the cuff, like freestyle rebuttals or something that interacted. Like when I battled Eli, somebody dropped a drink in the crowd and somebody came to like mop it up. And I took that and just in a moment and flipped it freestyle against him. And the crowd for that, I didn't even know that was going to happen. That was a surprise for me. So it was the energy live. Yeah, you're exactly right.
October 14th. Pat Main makes his return back home to Mike Masters.
Lefty
Two Guns makes his return back to Mike Masters.
Crazy.
Atheist battles A-Ward. Danny Myers battles Marv 1. Stretch versus Random. Mike Bailey versus Cali Smooth, who's just off his Bags and Bodies win with Hitman Holla's League.
Insane.
Eli Ace versus Foet Dev. Space versus Certs. I don't think I'm missing anyone. I think I might have hit them all.
Yeah, that was.
And then of course we're welcoming Lush One from GTX.
Oh my God.
To be hosting with me, and an incredible pay-per-view experience that we're giving to our fans. It's just gonna be insane. And just it's gonna be a great time. It's doors open at 6, battles start at 7, and we're gonna create a special night.
Is that the same with the pay-per-view? 6?
About 6:30.
Okay, but come into the building if you're 21 and above and you're in Utah. I know we streamed this broadcast all over the world, so anybody can be listening to this, which means you can download the pay-per-view anywhere in the world. But also, if you're here, if you're local, go support October 14th, Mountain West Showdown number 6. Atheist said it the best, man. This is the WrestleMania of Mike Masters, so come on out. It's gonna be a great time. What's the socials? Where can we follow? Let's start with Atheist.
Rhyme Time Rapper on everything.
At Mike Masters 801 on everything.
At Spades92 on everything. But just remember, my name is unique. I spell it with a 5.
Oh, rappers, man.
5 ADEZ is easy. Right?
Now I gotta edit that. Thanks. Gabino, if a business wants to be a sponsor, wants to help support, I mean, this is a big league. The huge names.
Absolutely.
They want to have their brand on this platform. How can they get a hold of you?
Mike Masters 801 at gmail.com. And then at Mike Masters 801 on Instagram, send over a DM, or on Facebook, our group page there, again, at Mike Masters 801. And those are like the three main ones that I can think of. Also, if you want to text me, I'll give out the Google Voice number. That's cool. 801-800. That's cool that I just forgot it. Okay, 801-810-6030. You can text me there.
We didn't have a Google Voice number back in the day.
Yeah.
They're like, we're on another level now.
No, to be honest with you, I got one for the podcast, but for some reason, like once I started the Rock the Mic segment, every rapper in Utah has my phone number. So please don't give out my phone number, please. Please be respectful. I'm getting calls on a Sunday afternoon with my family. I'm like, jeez, come on, be respectful. October 14th, Mountain West Showdown, number 6. Go get your tickets. UtahRapper.com.
I also have a special gift for you, Dre. I want to say from the league, thank you so much for the continued support from day one up to now. Thank you.
That's likewise, bro. Ever since the Dog 'em Out days, bro. It's been likewise. So
Crazy.
I appreciate it. Mike Masters, get you some. Mike Masters Alliance presents the biggest battle rap event ever thrown in Utah. Mountain West Showdown 6. Utah against everyone. Headlined by Danny Myers vs. Marv 1 and Emerson Kennedy vs. B Magic. Happening October 14th at Liquid Joe's. Get tickets now before they're gone at UtahRapper.com.